with another game of Total Warhammer 3, you know, and things are going well. I just don't feel good about it because I keep on losing a bunch of my cool stuff. You know, this red's us, and this red's our friend, and this orangish, reddish, brown is our friend too. Of course, this friend's a Skaven. That's worth the paper it's printed on. Over here, we're fighting Greasus. It's going all right. You know, we just lost a whole army, which I didn't care about, and we lost the Lord at the top of the army who died, which I did care a lot about, because he was like level 18, and, you know, maybe it was 17, maybe it was 16. You know, it doesn't matter. I wanted him to still be around, and he wasn't. But we're just gonna keep on going. They take our tower seat. They've been taking all of our tower seats. Like, we basically don't have any of our previous things at all. And, you know, that's fine. So we'll just wait and save this up. And, like, 20 turns from now, we will yank, probably, so that was a fast ship, but maybe it's a 10. And then, you know, I guess then we'll be able to play with cool items. I don't think this works. So this item says enables replenishment in foreign territory. And this tooltip says this army is in foreign territory. I don't know if maybe it doesn't work in neutral territory. No, it just doesn't work at all. Got it. Now, Greasus would have popped our guy up here and then went back home that way. And this army will lose if we fight there. Yes. So there's not much incentive for us to fight there. And I think here we just raise these lands and go home and just do a little delaying thing. Yeah, because this will be harder for them than us to do. And then we can go around this way and then just abandon that one? No, because Drazhoath can go over and fight that way. He can just go up here and maybe die at this place like the other one did. That'll be fun. Grimgore's in my lands right now. We've got a huge problem. We're not going to be able to solve it either. So jot that down. We recruit an army here because they'll have hobgoblin good guys, and then yeah, this is feels bad. It doesn't matter. And, like, you know, we're still a person, so we'll probably be fine. None of these traits really scream to me. So it's just metal casting again? No, because it'll take, like... See, oh, it makes me so mad. Like, it takes 50 turns to get a wizard to be good, and 1 turn to lose them. Just trash. Take a Deathcaster because they're at least immediately good. No. And then we can get them like one magma cannon. This ability, huh. Alright, so we can get more items in battle, generically good. Post-battle loot, generically good. And this ability, which, yeah, I think this is solid, because, you know, giving us a little bit of a chance to... Oh, that's the Castellan. Well, we need one of them for this other army, too, I guess. And here we have the thing I care the least about, the Demonsmith Sorcerers, who are just, like, not important. It's... Man, it just hurts so bad to, recruit heroes late in the game. But, you know, it's still the right thing to do, I guess. We'll probably just lose him again, you know, whatever. Alright. This item makes me so mad. It literally doesn't work. Or maybe it has to be on the Lord for it to work. I bet that's what it is. I bet that's what it is, and I'm dumb. Because it doesn't say own army, it says Lord's army. Yep. Well, there you go. You know, the words mean things. Greasus wants peace. I think not. So if we did it, he moves into these lands, which is, like, abstractly fine. The thing is, though, is that Cathay is right here, and the next war against him is going to lead to that. But Cathay's right there, so... I don't know. If we can attack Greasus and get him to get a non-aggression back, no, we might just have to have a war with Cathay here, so... But if we get peace... Colonize this land right here real quick. And then... Yeah, so the... Maybe that's the play. Nah, I think eliminating our enemy is better. He is stronger than us, but that doesn't mean anything. He's just, like, in general, stronger than us. We have Lightning Strike. And one very good army that, now that I've figured out how the item properly works, will replenish anywhere. Alright, alright. We get the Mirror Shield. Ooh! 400 barrier hit points is so good. Brutal Business is activated. This is pretty bad. It's actually going to be fine, because we happen to be... Yeah, Mirror Shield's really good. Okay. You know, ogres, we have a bunch of hobgoblins, and they're going to be just totally juiced. And you know, Chaos Dwarf Warriors and stuff. And they, while they have some small units, those are low leadership ones, so they're unlikely to be able to, you know, get too much going from it. And I can beat all of these armies at once? Yeah, probably. And then, if they try to move in, bam, and if not, they run into Drazhoath. So, if the ambush doesn't work, we'll have an underway battle where we have reinforcements, and if not, then we'll go over there and pick them apart next turn. And Grimgore is still in my land. This army has to be recruited here because it's the only place where I can recruit to level 2 goblins. You know, it's not a good reason, but it is a reason. And there we're going for the tech to grab another hero. Bam! And they fail to spot the ambush. So we spring the ambush and obliterate them. Perfection. The other good thing, so when we get this other army and move it across, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be sending a message. Wow, that's slow. You know, you want the lords on fast in case you misclick, but the hero misclick, rarer. Alright, so sundering attacks or... So they already get terror. This gives charge bonus and ITP. I mean, that's fine. I think this headhunt ability is better, though, because, you know... Yeah, just being able to delete a single target is what we're all about. And then they'll go and meet up with the army over here. And then it'll swing down to, like, probably over... Yeah, because you can get the recruitment, like, here for the upper... It's actually a pretty nice settlement in that regard, where you can get your recruitment from your base level buildings all the way over here, or, you know, all the way on the other side. It's a nice wide province. Of course, that also lets you get attacked more easily, so, you know, there's always a trade. And they were trying to ambush us, but we caught them out. So they're going to attack, but we're going to be... Yeah, now we don't have our reinforcing army here. I think we just auto it, because then they'll, yeah, you know, as interesting as it would have been, if we auto it, they won't get to retreat and get their whole army back again. And, yeah, so we'll do that. We get a very good helm. So right after my ambush, they tried to turn it back at me, and it didn't work. And he's level 19 now, so in one more level, you know, we won't have to worry about him dying. Alright, so we have all these things. We want the Crown of Skulls on him, that's right. That's what we want. The Glacier could be cool, but 50% ward save is better. And those gauntlets are actually quite good, aren't they? And they can go on, like, this this dude? Because expert charge defense is great, and the physical defense, I mean, it's all just very good stuff. And that makes his melee and ranged attacks go from... Alright, so it usually makes them flammable, but if you use this, it just gives them frostbite, which is, you know, a change. I think... Yeah, I think maybe we could go with it, see what it goes like. And in a couple of turns, he'll be moving in. Can we get to the gate in time? Not quite in time. Because we're going to have to worry also about Gorst. Now, Gorst is at war with all of the human factions over here, though. So that is good. He's unlikely to be able to peace out of that war. I guess we could get like a Bull Centaur to level 20 and then put him in a different army once he's safer. But I mean, this guy's already, like, he's got good items. He's pretty juiced. He's, you know, this army's good stuff. It's just every other army I have that's bad. Nah, that's not fair. I have one other decent army. If we lightning strike, then, yeah, we'll lightning strike, and then our reinforcements won't come in, and then it'll stop them from getting a bit of experience, but it'll stop that unit from dying. So, you know, gotta be clever, right? All right, and then we Sack, I mean, might as well occupy, I guess. What's that building do at the top level? Just more stuff. Just money. Alright, so... Whatever happened to that army of Grimgors that was here? Maybe it was trying to, like, go around. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, it was trying to get from here to there for what I could only describe as reasons. But, you know, Disciples of Hashut, even though, I mean, that might really expose us to other foes. But the thing is that it also might just, I mean, if we bleed all that land away, so what, right? It's very thematic for the Chaos Dwarf to only care about their own hold. Alright, we can put this guy on auto now. Yeah, because none of this other stuff matters. Frenzy from a man. And this guy still has lots of abilities that are good, so no auto for him. Old Gordas Backstabber, he's a legend. He gets it done. Alright. 5 more turns, we'll be able to roll those other RORs in, which we might just get the Hell Cannon in this army. Alright, so... Yeah, we'll do the Envoys thing, and that'll make them like us a little better. Well, I mean, we can just confed them in 7 turns, right? Well, no, because somebody has to choose that seat to unlock this first. But if there's not like an imminent fight this turn, then we'll do the last quest battle for an Ancestor Relic. And there we go. Grimgor threatens us. We are going to pay him. because it would be very inconvenient for this war to start right now, and totally fine for it to start in a few turns. Because once we roll up Greasus and have another army over here, that will lose to the auto-resolve, probably. And, you know, we could have just recruited the things that had to be done there. Anyway, we're gonna... meet up there. We'll be able to get some decent troops soon. And they have a whole lot of, like, random dudes sitting around blocking the way. And now we have Mountain Pass battling, the most riveting kind. Now we're just gonna auto this. That's a tiny little army. Greasus is over there. He got entirely... Oh. He must have fought us and then got, like, beaten by Grimgor somewhere. Well, you know, shame. No, we don't need to go ambush here. We can just... So that has a thing. He'll have something. I don't know if they can get there next turn. Well, we'll just go, like, here. Since we can replenish everywhere now. Which, again, when you get that item, then you have a lot more freedom to do anything you want. We could just do that quest now. Thinking that we couldn't possibly get so beat up that we won't be able to get away with it. That may sound dumb, but I bet we can get away with that. But it would be a lot better to do it the turn after this. Where it'll be properly safe. Oh, convoy dispatch, alright. And this convoy now is, like, actually pretty strong, you know. We got several single entities, got a hell cannon, you know. It's actually a pretty cool little army. Mirror shield. He's still using that. He doesn't need to use that. You know, that would go really good on a lot of places, but Drazhoath's armor is actually not that good. And now with the mirror shield, he's going to have a barrier of 1,000, which is just, you know, he didn't need to be any stronger, but he is. Oh, but he is. And I got to remember that whenever I'm feeling glum about losing that lord before he got to level 20 and, like, not having any of my cool units. It doesn't matter. Drazhoath is, like, a raid boss. He can kill about half of any army. And some armies you can kill the whole thing, you know, it just sort of depends. March over there. We are very, very low on raw materials. We'll get rid of that and try to add another. Can we get there in time? Yes. In here, yeah, we can pop him and stop him from recruiting for a turn, and that's going to be amazing. We can still replenish here because of our effects. Yep, and then we'll be able to get rid of Greasus, go home briefly, or maybe not at all. Maybe just start the Grimgore War like right now. I actually kind of like that. You got money? 6 grand. You know, we're just gonna have to hope that Gorse keeps on feeling weak. Because with Moors, like, right there, maybe he will. Moors is gonna roll over all of this, so we just need to, you know, we need to win before that happens. Alright, and here we... It just makes both Centaur Rangers better in the build, the flying stuff, which we don't use, but we've already got all of that. Global by neg 1 will help us get, you know, warriors and stuff if we happen to drop them. Alright, and he gets to level 20. Good. And he can choose between physical resistance and miscast base chance, or, you know, cooldown dispels lowering, and then eventually the cost of spells lowering, which is, you know, clearly better. But we are going to go for our gold buffs, our 7 level buffs on those guys, because that'll make a big difference in the army power. Speaking of a difference, three turns there. I guess with like enough levels into Mentor, we can just sit our armies over here, still get what we need. Because while we don't want to lose all this stuff up here, is it a foregone conclusion? No, because if we start the war by popping over here and, well, where's this capital at, right? Carrick Vlag, Sabre Mountain. Because Grimgore, you know, the fight won't be easy, but if we aggressively move to contain him, like, you know, almost immediately, especially if we start the fight in the middle of his forces, if we just underway over there and then swoop over this way, That'd be really good, because if we just raise our way out, he'd have to go this very annoying circuitous route in. I think that might be a good way to do it. You know, she hates me, but, like, what if I just give her this land, you know? No, it would need to have a red building if she was going to want to get excited about it. Alright. And we get the old beat down. Alright, yeah, so Grimgore's the last obstacle. And it really, well, I mean, you know, we have to auto-resolve at Amble Peak. But this army will be, you know, at home to, I don't know, grab something, funnel up units to them. Because if we just... Yeah. We'll do the quest battle right here underneath this thing. Which has 19 in the garrison. Alright, so this is actually where we're going to start. Alright, so Blood Peak. Yeah, we're gonna raise this. Because, of course, we replenish after raising now, which is so good. We're going to raise this, and then we're going to underway over and raise that. This guy's going to hit here, and then he's going to go back over here to try to defend. Yeah, this will be the way. Next turn, this guy will recruit, you know, like, whatever we need. Probably a, you know, like a magma cannon. Maybe a blunderbuss. You know, a blunderbuss or two won't go amiss. That's what I always say. And if it isn't what I always say, that's okay too. Yeah, let's go ahead and teleport for that quest battle, and that'll give us a nice little thing to end the run, because it's just going to be a shorter one today. The Major Ancestor Relic of Grimnir for this Golden Bands of Grimnir. You know, it doesn't look like much, but you know they'll have reinforcements. We're gonna expect the whole kit and caboodle. It looks like an underway battle map. I haven't done any of these quest battles before, but our army is. Look, the ogre quest battle was ugly, but this is more my element, right? Because I now have 1,200 for my barrier, so, like, I can be totally fearless. We're just going to want to get... Yeah, something else stirs. I wondered when we would come to that. Here's where it is. Plague toads are spawning. Well, that's a disaster. These Exalted Plague Bears and Nurgle are going to get tuned up. We're going to dive on this Great Unclean One. They're very scary fighters, but, you know, you can dive on them and then just leave. And they probably won't be able to respond. Plus, I got a huge barrier. We got this weird mist ability from the Thing of Elia. We're just going to tank it on somebody. We sink a bunch of precursor ammo into us, which gives us, you know, a problem. Oh, goodness. Oh, they spawned, like, right here. Okay. Well, that's bad. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that at all. I thought it was way elsewhere on the map. Alright, maybe we're gonna throw this quest battle. Nah. If it wouldn't army loss me, I wouldn't worry about anything ever, because I just, you know, they can't stop me. The Granite Guard are gonna just demolish this Great Unclean One. Alright, and then we have Rot Riders coming out that way. No. Plague Riders. Alright, so these blunderbusses are still caught up. These Fireglaves are not shooting anybody. These Fireglaves are not shooting anybody. I'm so bad. You know, it's this. I don't need a good army, right? If I had a good army, I would do this with it. Drazhoath loses like 1 billion hit points. I don't even know how. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I went from thinking I would know what happened. I forgot I was going into a quest battle. It's all a shambles. And we're just going to try to hold on. You know, I needed to start significant sieges next turn. I'm currently underneath a tier 5 orc settlement. Because I thought I would do this fine. And I was wrong. It's not fine. I'm an idiot. That was bad. Our artillery basically didn't do anything. This artillery did something. This our other artillery was so far forward that it didn't get to do anything. Alright. Maybe we win anyway. What a shambles. What a shambles. 4 minutes of me not knowing what's going on at all. It's a good thing that our infantry hold. Anyway, it's probably fine. We have good replenishment. Yeah. Whatever that was. Whatever that was. Yeah, it's like, it gives you these things, and they seem abstractly okay, but you have to lose a Talisman of Preservation for it. But in one turn, we'll get almost all of that back. Yeah, pretty poor performance indeed. But, you know, we get our Ancestor Relic. It was worse than the other two, but, you know, they can't all be winners. I mean, replenishment in foreign territory is amazing and opens up a lot of possibilities. And I thought we were going to finish Greasus off. Maybe they're going to have, like, an ogre camp, and I'm an idiot. Oh, he's in the underway stance, because ogres have underway? You know, I don't guess I knew that. No, we don't have anything for that. Anyway, we're about to run into a problem that's long been happening, which is that I don't actually know what I'm doing. Oh, I can't build magma cannons anymore. Oh well, next turn. Well, that's real bad. Well, he'll be able to get those regiments of renown. That's good. Alright, so... we'll finally get some Kadai Fireborn. And we're gonna go with, like, dual axes. Yeah, because... oh, there's no just, like, dudes in this army. We're going to... I guess now that we can get Infernal Guard, we should get their unit caps, and then he can just get a couple more of them, since we're on double turn recruitment anyway. And this will be basically no infantry for the army at all. It's a very bad army. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I thought I was doing there. Oh, right, because he's taken some of the skirmish cavalry over here to trade. Now I remember. Yeah, and we're just gonna start this war with Grimgor, like, right now, even though we're not ready, because we're here? Yeah, whatever. And burn it down, and that solves our raw material problem. Alright. And then, next turn, we're gonna go over there and burn down this level 5 settlement. You know, these are the sorts of aggressive moves you need to make. Because I was thinking, man, I don't have enough stuff here. But I actually did, you know. I actually did. Now, Greasus will be able to get, like, basically a full army in a turn because the AI cheats. You know, it does it to make the game more interesting, but the amount that you'll see a faction get with one thing left is pretty inspiring. Alright, so they claim another seat, and that means that this is unlocked now. Yeah. That means that's unlocked now. So if he even declares war on me or anything, I think we just, like, go underneath it and force him to be our friend. And it looks like, speaking of friends, that he is just taking over, like, a lot of the world. So if we kill Grimgor and confederate him, we might just win the game in a button because we occupy that many settlements. I'm not sure how confederating works when you own the land, but I think it might work that way. Alright, so now we I'm like, do we just go with Chorf Infantry? I mean, yeah, that's what the army is. We can just respec later if it ends up needing to be something else. Okay, this one does all the hobgoblin stuff. Sweet. Alright. Drazhoath's here, Belgern's here. We pop the camp. And then, yeah, because, oh yeah, and it's all the regiments of renown. You know, we can probably beat him. Well, we can move up this army to support, and 2 armies can absolutely beat him. And anyway, this was smart anyway, so I'm not worried about it. And here we want to burn down Yitifik. Yes, that is the one we want to burn down. Because again, Grimgor is going to get like real mad about this, right? But what's he going to do? He's going to be like rampaging up here where I don't care. I don't care about any of those lands. You know, I am enlightened now. The only thing that matters is the Black Fortress and that our enemies fall. Because Grimgor isn't going to be able to do anything up here besides what? Call a Wa, get a billion armies, make me feel afraid, regret saying that sentence. But besides that, what can Grimgor do to me? Because the more he builds up, the more, you know, sources of raw material and labor we have. I guess, thinking about it, the Chaos Dwarves are the faction that least want to conquer the world. And it starts. Gazbag. Beating up on our forces there. And of course, like, the greenskin things don't have walls unless they build the individual walls, which is great for us. Do we sack it and then raise it next turn? No, well, labor we can get anywhere. Raw materials we want, because we want to get up to level 5 on our building. And this will help us do it. Yes, it will. Yeah, Greasus is already at max again. Alright, so we just need to go up there, and then we'll be able to underway over here, meet up, and then beat him there. Better ambushing is good. Now, I'm not sure if doing the Grimgor War right there is good, but honestly, I think it's fine. We're gonna... I was like, do we do the peace treaty? No, this isn't Three Kingdoms. I was playing a campaign there where I didn't care about my reliability at all, and it was great. But I was like, we'll just declare peace on him, and then declare peace, negotiate peace, and then like declare war on him and burn his last settlement down. I'm like, no. Everybody else on the map will know we did that. And we are like allies with the Skaven. They're not gonna, you know, not gonna love that. They're like, hey, I thought that was our thing. I'm like, do we win this? Do we win this if we get an overseer here? Yes, we do. Perfection. All right. And now we'll be able to finish this off. Man, that, you know, they just like spit up these ogre camps very quickly. Can we burn this down too? Yeah, we can. And then with tons of raw materials, we can pivot over here and make our factories, you know, more, actually now, yeah, we've got, do we have workload? Ish. We can ratchet it up for more armaments, but no, we, here, boom, level 7. Go there, get all of the things. We don't actually need that because I don't think we want to get a Bale Taurus into any of these armies, although, like, maybe one of them, just send a message, could be cool. 1,500 armaments? No, I don't think so. Because now, you know, in a couple of turns, this army is actually going to be able to be pretty good. Let's activate a couple more blunderbusses. You know, a Chaos Dwarf army should have a couple. And we're going to go ahead and get the Iron Sword here. I mean, I kind of want them with the main dude, but we're going to get this. And Drazhoath. I keep saying Drazhoath. Drazhoath. He says it himself all the time. Because through this, we, you know... Oh no, Scrag has ended his defensive alliance with me. Why? Oh, because he didn't like me beating on Goldtooth. That was Goldtooth's fault. Well, it looks like... You know, it looks like Scrag might have a problem, but, you know. Does that mean he has a problem, or does that mean I have a problem? These are questions. And they have, like, 5 ogre camps here, which is just preposterous, right? Like... Alright, so we pop there. And get a little factor. Okay, and then that eliminates all of those things, which frees us back up to move back into the land proper here in a bit. Voltoric Centaur. We'll get one more. We'll get one more that is impulsive because Wayfarer is so good. And then we'll have him join up in Belgern's army. Now, is Gorst eyeing us? Because after Scrag, you know, Scrag just left the coalition, and that does put us in a back foot. However, we also can just, like, literally confederate this faction, the who's just as strong as us and has, you know, just as much land as us and is just as handsome as us and has just the same as good as beard as us. So, you know, if worse comes to it, we'd be fine. But I think actually what's happening here with Grimgor is he's in a terrible spot. I really, really want to burn Carrick Vlag down. And it looks like we're going to get away with it. Having neutral or foreign enemy territory replenishment in full is so good. Oh. I'm not going to do that, but that's funny. So, Scrag breaks the treaty with me, and Queek immediately, what a bro. What a total bro. Just immediately says, hey, let's declare war on him. I don't want to do it. Not least because it's going to get in my way, you know. And we might be able to make nice with Scrag. Because Greasus is gone, and that means he won't have any other friends that, you know, he feels some kind of way about. More reinforcement range I actually do like, because there's plenty of times when I want reinforcements. And here, we might take a big labor hit. Well, no, because it doesn't use... Yeah, it doesn't lose all that labor every turn, but... Speaking of, let's... start getting a little more armamentary going on. That's wasteful. I'm like, no sooner do I think about building some buildings places. I'm like, but why though? Indeed, but why? Only the Black Fortress matters. And here we don't even have... Yeah, so, yeah, we will get there. We got a very nice armament churn happening now. Alright, we go up this way to stymie the advance because Drazhoath can handle everything over there. Yeah, yep. And this army can get, you know, like a flyer wouldn't go amiss. Like a nice Lamassu because it, you know, it silences things. That could be cool. Why not? You know, why not a nice silence? I mean, because it's wasteful, but it's cool. We're going to get it. I have enough money to get something that's not good in an army. Alright, and we wanted to trade over... Yeah, he needs a blunderbuss. Gotta have one. They're just real good at stuff. And then we'll have skirmishers to try to keep them away, and you know, maybe this army will work. None of our armies are optimized for fighting anything, least of all greenskins. But so the other consideration though is that Grimgor is so far from home apparently. Yeah, and then we're just gonna burn it down. We can get a ton of labor. We can get labor anywhere and raw materials. Yeah, there we go. Can be armaments, alright, and then... Yeah, good stuff. Alright, so now we have a ton of raw materials again. And, importantly... That might be Grimgor's last level 5 settlement. No, he'll have Saber Mountain also. Yeah, and we'll be able to meet up with our fellows there. Because again, like, all we have to do is win this war, and then victory conditions are in the bag. Non-aggression pact? Very well, I accept. No, we don't need to do that, because he's not going to aggress us, and he's got so many enemies. You know, we'll just have to confederate him later, right? I mean, we could do it right now to have his amazing, you know, Lord power here in the mix. And Grimgor's up here. The thing is, though, is that Grimgor is wasting time fighting in a place I don't care about at all. Because he's, you know, he's far from home. What's he doing? And I'm gonna underway over here so that after I sack Gorger Rock, we're gonna push further towards that way. This is the sort of aggressive thing you can do if you know Grimgor's not home. And I don't think his faction's very strong right now, you know. Uncontroversial, but, you know, if Grimgor is extorting you for money, it means he doesn't think he can beat you. You know, because this army's good, right? This army's fine. This army's not going to be able to stand up to mine. Grimgor himself is merely a guy with 150 armor and huge AP and, you know, just a 15 ward save. He's unbreakable. But, you know, you can just shoot him. You can just blunderbuss him up. Kazrak wants a trade agreement. Very humorous. I'm like, but could we actually beat him? I mean, maybe. But if we can't, you know, we can make our end worthy of remembrance. Maybe. Or not. Because we leave this a wasteland, then somebody can move into it. But if it's not us, then Cathay may not choose to attack through it, right? And if it's these, like, minor Norselings, we can just, like, sell them some settlements. It's Archie's vessel, though. Vassal. I'm like, you know, I'm going to send it to the Volary, because I bet this convoy can defend itself. And actually, we're getting towards the end of the session, and we're getting at the end of the session, which is a shame because I'm having a great time. You know, once again, we finally got some better units. They're not in the main army, but we might get to use them before it's all said and done. Because the other thing is, too, is this is very chaosy, right? So we've got attrition going on to them through all of this. And what we're going to do is just go to ambush, like, over this way. Because all we need to do is stop Grimgor from beating our army or taking our main hold, which we could probably do by sitting an army there, which is another reason why we're not willing to, you know, just let it end. I'm like, speaking of this... This army already has one of these, so we'll hand over the Bull Centaur Tauric here. I'm like, for what? See, this guy doesn't have enough of a front line anymore. Neither of these armies have enough of a front line. But I don't even know why I'm ending this turn. If anything interesting happens, we won't be able to do the fight. But look at these chumps, yeah. They're so beat up, and that's the thing about attrition. The principal function of attrition is to remove the ability of the opponent to replenish in the territory as they're moving through it. Because on very hard, the AI replenishes very well. But here, you know, the attrition makes them lose like 1 unit. But if you beat them up and they can't get back to a town, then it actually does a lot of work. So as they're trying to get home, they're not healing up unless they're delaying, which is very good for us indeed. And then, you know, they still will have old Sabre mount up here. I think we might, if we can underway over, we might do that and burn it down and then go over here. It depends on what Grimgor does here, right? Right. Because if Grimgor moves towards the town, then we've got to address that. But if he doesn't... And yes, perfect. So Grimgor's going to try to go home. Probably. I don't think he's going to try to, like, move down here towards my capital. We'd be able to see if he did. And that means we win the war. I mean, we already won the war. We won the war when we raised when we raised 3 level 5 settlements. Alright, so armaments, influence. Eshin loses. Yeah. And because Grimgor is MIA over there, we're going to go right here and burn down these. Because he's got 6 settlements, and we know where they all are, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to let him go home over there. Oh, no, he went right there. Well... We're gonna try to win this ambush fight against him, and if not, hopefully we'll be able to run away. And once we run, we can flee all the way back home. But anyway, that's got to be the end of the video. But we'll get to this autosave real quick. But yeah, so you know, we through very aggressive campaign map posturing and essentially having the ability to think one turn ahead, not 2 or 3, just one, we're able to totally set them to rights. And that army gets another mammoth. Very cool. And we do the labor force because I feel like we needed a big infusion there, and we got it. So now we'll be fine for a bit. I don't think we want to... I mean, we could occupy as a level 5 tower, but, you know... I think we just make it a little outpost, and then... And then we can sell it to... the Chaos Dwarves there. Alright, so what we have here is a great situation. Drazhoath's going to be able to mop up there and go in here, so what we want to do is bounce over this way, because now that Grimgor is several turns away from walking home, we could even just, like, recruit another army and get it. And his Wa is, you know, doing something with its time. But we're going to be able to pop this, and then we'll just roll around, and then he'll have very few places left. But with that said, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I really hope you've enjoyed. And there we go. Drazhoath, the Ashen, 24 settlements owned, 5 provinces, you know. It's all going off of the back on how good this army is and how I can replenish in foreign territory. Without that item, it would have been 2 or 3 times as long to move through here, and we wouldn't have been able to freely leave it a wasteland, you know, and still kept moving. So that worked very well for us indeed. But anyway, that's all I've got for you. See you guys. Hope you have a good one, and maybe I'll see you in another stream or video.